What's going on, world? It's your boy Kuyapi. This is Nerds Rule the World, back for another week of entertainment picks. Joining me, as always, is my pal, the amazing Heather Hurt. How are you, Heather?
Surviving. It's a little bit nippy outside. No, actually, it's not. It was nippy, and then all of a sudden it became like 60 degrees. Um, Mother Nature is broken, and we need to do better. So,
Well, we can't control the weather. If you ask Marjorie Taylor Greene,
no, oh, it's true. I
control
am
the
a
weather.
Jew with space lasers, so I can control the weather. Forgot.
Yes, we are living in the apocalypse, people, but we don't get on soapboxes here at the NRW. Surely we don't. You've been watching this channel. We don't do things like that. But we are continuing to fight back while we are in this apocalypse. And through that, we're going to talk about some great entertainment picks. But before we do that, I almost forgot. We talk about also what we're currently watching outside of that, and or maybe what we've caught back up on. Heather, while you've been pet sitting, anything new you've been checking out that you can recommend or stay away from to us?
The people that I'm pet sitting for aren't as heavily engulfed in entertainment as we are. They are very Star Wars centric though, so they do all the Star Wars stuff. But I've had very little access to entertainment lately. There's a couple of things that you have thrown on my plate that, adding to the list of 445 movies that I have to watch. I did get to see, for those of you who caught on TikTok or caught it on Insta, I did get to watch the new Solo Leveling Reawakening film. It's fun, it's interesting. It is technically a full recap of season 1 with the introduction of season 2 with the first 2 episodes. That has gotten a couple of complaints. You know what? If you've never seen the series and you want to try it, it would be really cool to see some of those badass fighting scenes on the big screen. And the soundtrack, once again, Kuya P is not an anime human. He's not. And I told him to see this series.
I defy the stereotypes.
It's fine. If we can only do one thing, it's to be anything but who we are. But I told Kuya P he needs to actually try to watch this because the soundtrack is probably one of the coolest things ever. And the soundtrack for the film is a specialty soundtrack exclusive to the film. You won't hear it anywhere else. And especially if you watch it, the subbed version, I did get to speak with Alex Lee, who is the English voice actor for Sung Jin Woo.
He's got a great voice, by the way.
He's got
Your
a cool
interview
voice,
when I was
doesn't he?
editing that all together, check out Heather's interview on the channel right now. That young man has such a gravitas of a voice.
He's so young. He's so young. And his cat makes an appearance. Like I got
that was kind of cute.
I got exclusive cat interview, so but it's a lot of fun, and there's exclusive content. They did do a lot of reworking just for the English dub, so definitely go check it out. Other than that, Christmas movie season. My husband, we put up our tree a while ago. I think I said this on the channel. We were trying to, because we have kittens, we're trying to practice. We finally got the rest of the stuff up, which means Elf. We got to watch some Elf today. What about you?
Cute. I love it. I still have some to-dos from what you've done recently. The great interview that you did with Alex Lay. I will watch Solo Leveling Reawakening. It's on my to-do list. It looks great, like you said. And I got more intrigued after editing that interview because that young man has such a great voice. So shout out to Alex Lay. And I really want to watch Resonator, the other interview that's up on the channel that you recently did. And you even hit me up saying, hey, Patrick, you got to watch this. So I was in, I'm an empath. Watching just the trailer when I was doing the interview, when I was editing your interview, like, I got to see this. It looks really very sweet and just inspiring, and great interview again, by the way, Heather. That looks amazing. What I have seen that's also other interviews that are available on the channel, there's a new film documentary called Freediver. I got to interview the director on that, and that's a great film about this this Russian diver who's following in the footsteps of his mom, that was like one of the best female divers of all time. And he followed her journey, and just a great time talking to the director on that. I'm forgetting his name right now, but that's just a great piece there. And then I also talked to the writer director of Young Werther, and that film is dropping this week. It's a romantic comedy set in Canada, which I may travel and live soon because we are in the apocalypse and I want to get away from the Orange Man. And that's a great film, by the way. And I had a great time interviewing Francois, something I'm going to brutalize his name, but that's a great little film that's available right now as well, dropping this week. Yeah, a lot of great film watching that we've had to do that's tied to interviews that are available right now on the channel. But good stuff, Heather. I'm really looking forward to checking out Resonator as well as Solo Leveling. But we got some new projects to talk about this week. Heather, you ready to talk about that?
Let's do it.
All right. Inside Out 2 was one of the best films this year, one of the best animated films. I'd say it's in my top 3 of animated films this year. Real quickly, The Wild Robot, Flow, and Inside Out 2. Those are my top 3 animated films this year. They have a new set of shorts that's coming in Disney Plus this week, Heather, from the world of Inside Out. It's called Dream Productions. You ready to check the trailer out for this?
Sure.
All right, here we go.
From the world of Inside Out.
I'm Joy. Welcome to headquarters. This is where Riley's emotions work, including myself. This is disgust. Oh, anger. Don't forget to sign that release.
I'll get to it. Before we met Riley's new emotions.
There's a lot of memories that need some extra processing, and we send those to Dream Productions.
There were the Dream Makers.
Please, come on in. I've been directing dreams in Riley's mind for
All the persimmon.
10 years now.
Since Riley was about 2.
Riley is on the couch with Nana's quilt.
Places now.
Riley's falling asleep.
Cue music
All right, everyone. Riley's asleep.
and action.
Available December 11th.
Zach is Riley's comedy director. Shane can make anything thrilling, and our nightmare director, Gigi, is terrifying.
Yes, my name is Zenny, spelt as you'd imagine, Xeni. I'm a professional daydream maker. Oh, the wind is your music.
Sorry, but we have an
what are you doing?
actual
Stop.
dream to make.
Exclusively on Disney Plus.
We need more hits. Okay, crew, let's get to work.
Would you ask me to the dance, Riley?
Dream team! Yeah, shake it!
Stop being horrible. The magic is starting.
Disney and Pixar's Dream Productions, a 4-episode limited series. Available December 11th.
If tonight's dream isn't the most artful dream Riley has ever had, you will be demoted to brain farts.
That was the chair.
Only on Disney Plus.
All right, cute. Disney Plus Dream Productions. What do you think, Heather? I just want to say real quickly that I hope that Disney is paying attention. We would have talked more about this, but I guess we're off and on the cool people list. You know, sometimes we get it in advance, sometimes we don't. Like this one, we didn't. I would have talked more about this. So I'm just saying, Disney, you want us to talk about your stuff a little bit more. You know, just a hookup would be nice. What do you think?
I mean, hey, I haven't gotten anything since Doctor Who. And then before that, I've been removed from the list altogether. And personally, I'm a better review human than you. I don't do the naughty things that they say.
Goodness.
I'm just kidding. I love you very much. You know that. But I don't know. It looks cute. I actually, a lot of people give these small shorts, they actually give them real shit, because they're not, theatrical quality. But if you go watch them, like the Zootopia one, the Cars one was adorable. These cute little side stories, they're fun background popcorn stuff that you can just put on. Like I rewatched the Cars one while cooking and baking one day. It's really easy, fun watching, and remember, animation is important, voice acting is important. Those who are still putting in money and effort into keeping these quality art styles alive, I actually was in an art group recently that was like, we might be the last generation that gets to see real art, which is a terrifying concept. When you have major production companies and directors saying they just want to start incorporating AI and everything, it's important for us to enjoy these moments and enjoy these big things. I don't want to get on a soapbox because there is many years until, we are taken over by the robots, at least 3 or 4. It depends on how many people Elon Musk fires. But These are just fun films, and I actually am very interested. I would have loved to see them early because once again, I dug these. The Cars one really took me by surprise. That was just absolutely adorable. So I'm excited. I'm excited.
Definitely. Yeah. My wife and daughter are all about the Inside Out universe. So yeah, I wish we could have had this so they could check it out. But we'll be tuning in this week and checking out with the family. But I'm excited to check out Dream Productions. All right, Heather, coming to Netflix. There was a limited theatrical release, but now it's hitting those that have those Netflix subscriptions. Maria with Angelina Jolie. Let's check this one out.
I'd like to walk with you through your life. Should I call you Maria or Lacalas? Tell me how it felt to be on stage.
An exaltation, an intoxication. I thought the stage itself would burn.
Sometimes this thing happens, the thing that's happening right now.
There's a point where self-confidence becomes a kind of insanity.
How is that for a position for the piano, madam?
It's not right, but I'm nice, so leave it.
Perhaps we could speak of your life away from the stage.
There is no life away from the stage.
Our readers want to know what the hell happened to you.
You've never been free. Forget the music.
Your voice will not return.
I am in control.
I will sing when I am ready to sing.
God.
Let's go home.
My life is opera. There is no reason in opera.
All right, there you go. Maria coming to Netflix. I had the pleasure of checking out this film. It's such a beautiful film. Angelina Jolie is outstanding. All the shots, her performance, just really well done. There are elements that gotta admit took me out of it. She lip synced her ass off. I've heard that she had sung in specific parts, but they did to me. I don't know. I could just knew it was isn't her singing because only certain people can sing opera and really to that level. So it kind of just somewhat took me out of it, but not to the lack of Angelina giving her best in the lip syncing performance. As us also singing that from what I've heard, but they did, I think, dub over quite a bit. But her performance is outstanding. The imagery is outstanding. It's very artistic. And I'm intrigued. I was telling Heather before we got rolling if she's what her thoughts are, because I'm curious of other people's opinions on it. But it's a really well done film. Really well done. What do you think of this? And are you familiar with Maria Callas, Heather?
I mean, I think everyone knows of Maria. She is a music legend and probably one of the most famous operatic singers in history or in modern history. But yeah, it takes decades there are people that are operatic singers usually start at childhood. I always forget her name, the girl who was the lead in Phantom of the Opera. She started singing opera when she was like 7 years old. They picked her out from an operatic school. And she technically didn't sing opera. She sang other things. So Angelina Jolie, what's interesting to me is she really said that this opened her up a lot. She's had a lot of mental disorders since for decades. She's always been very forward about her mental health and her physical health. Well, physical health was more recent, but she's always been very forward with her mental health. And she said that learning how to sing and really letting herself go was a relief, and she was able to do a lot with it. And it's really great to see someone be able to break from their shell that way. So I do want to support this. At the same time, I wouldn't have minded a real operatic singer being given the opportunity to do a role like this.
Yeah.
Once again, there are always opportunities. We got to see it for the first time, literally for the first time in a feature film. We got to see a disabled person play a disabled person in a theatrical musical with Wicked. And that's just we have the opportunities, we have the access, we have the people now. I love Angelina Jolie. I think she's an immense talent, but it would have been really cool if you let someone who actually lives that life be that person. So.
Yeah, those are my thoughts exactly. Because it's just like, I know she was performing her ass off. Like, Angelina Jolie's amazing. I had the pleasure of working with her as an actor on Salt. I had to avoid hitting her with my car because she's running through traffic, and I was doing stunt work on that film. And I was so scared because she is so little. You know, speaking of the physicality, I was afraid just a gust of wind would have flown her away because she's so small. I wanted to give her a cheeseburger. I was just like so worried. But she is so amazing and so talented. But yeah, just a great performance. But like you said, I wish there was other actors that performer singers that could have like really chewed their teeth into this. But again, a great, beautiful film, amazing. But yeah, Maria dropping this week. Let's shift gears. I have 2 more picks to go. Heather and I are big comics nerds, as y'all know. And as y'all know, I'm a Spider-Man guy, and Sony and Marvel is dropping finally Kraven the Hunter. I'll have thoughts this week. As of this recording, I'm supposed to check it out tomorrow. Let's check out the trailer for Kraven the Hunter, Heather.
We're in the middle of the football game.
Yeah. Not the whole 8 minutes which they dropped, which is weird.
Yeah. So inaccurate to the comics. I'm just
That's the biggest thing that bothers me about Kraven. I love Kraven the Hunter, the comic character. And this is not it. This looks cool. It does look cool, but it's not fucking Kraven.
Are predators. Boys.
I'm going in with no expectations.
She died because you sent her away.
She was weak, sick in her mind. You know my business, yes? Power is about strength. If you show weakness, you will give our enemies an opening. Shoot. He is weak, like his mother. Leave him.
What happened that day?
Oh, that's how he's gonna get his powers. Lion's blood goes into him.
Face.
I missed that.
Time,
We're watching the entire damn movie right here.
Tell me about this hunter. They say he uses a connection with animals to track his prey. And once you're on his list, there's only one way off.
There's 6 of us, and only one of you.
There's 6 of you now.
Why do you hunt?
My father puts evil into the world. I take it out.
The vigilante.
I think you're some kind of honor. You are exactly like our father. Just another man hunting for a trophy.
We're murderers. Isn't that what he taught us?
You don't get to do that to me anymore.
Mr. Taglin? Mr. Taglin? Where's Mr. Taglin?
Oh, you're standing in them.
You're a goddamn lunatic.
Oh, you just figured that out now?
There is an animal in each one of us.
Don't you want to know why they call me the Rhino?
Thoughts, Heather?
Don't go into this movie thinking you're going to get anything comics accurate. Don't. It always worries me when a director begs people to give it a chance. And that's the thing is, to be fair, we are prejudging a film based off of the fact that there has just been a pile of crap in its ahead of it. And I'm going to say this, and I mean this in a very loving way. That includes Venom. Venom is technically a shitty series. It's just a really fun shitty series that developed a cult following. I'm unfortunately including that. It's just not as bad as like certain things with Jared Leto in it that we don't want to speak about anymore. What's really funny to me is that this movie is so old. I think this predates Russell Crowe taking on the role of Zeus in Thor. But technically we have an interconnected character between the Marvel universes. And I find that really funny. I'm like, so Russell Crowe is he's just making his way through the universes, like, I guess, like some others. I have zero expectations for this film. Just don't go into it expecting it to be anything related to the comics. And honestly, the fact that they just dropped that it's Rhino, they shouldn't have put that in the trailer. Don't put that shit in the trailer. If you want people to go to the movie, don't fucking put that shit in the trailer.
Yeah, the loyal Spider-Man comics nerd that I grew up being, it's just...
Kraven isn't a fucking...
That's what I don't like. Like, because that is not what I grew up on. And I agree with you, Heather. Don't come into this thinking we're going to get the comic stuff. Look at it just from its facade and just... Okay, it looks cool. It's not what I grew up with, and I'll just go into it like that with no expectations and find some enjoyment out of it. It's just it's blasphemous. Why do you create another IP and then set it in the universe if that's what you want to do? But don't call it Kraven when it's not really Kraven. Whatever.
It's as always, go into every movie expecting the trailers are going to be the best part of the film, and you'll always go out at least a little bit happy.
I agree. All right, Heather, let's leave on a high note. My top pick this week. I actually had the pleasure of watching this. I know shortly, once we're done recording this, Heather will be enjoying this as well because we have the screener. So look for a review coming soon of Heather and I talking about this. But when I was a kid in school, they would pull up the old animated Lord of the Rings rotoscope animation, and it would give me nightmares, but it was the best thing ever. That stuff was scary, Heather, as a kid. Super scary because it was rotoscope where they actually, painted over live actors. They filmed it and then it was scary as fuck. I'm sorry. That stuff was scary. And so ahead of its time and different as a young 80s kid growing up in the 80s. I loved it. And then we got the Peter Jackson live action stuff, which, he nailed it, knocked it out the box. The Hobbit stuff, I'm still kind of, I don't know about the Hobbit stuff. But the Lord of the Rings, the War of the Rohirrim is going back into the anime stuff, really full-blown anime. And I had the pleasure of checking this out. We'll talk about it in a second, but let's show you the trailer for The Lord of the Rings, The War of the Rohirrim. I'm brutalizing the name. Let's go. Here we go.
Rohirrim. Like this is supposed to be canon.
All Middle-earth knows the tale of the War of the Ring. But 200 years before that...
Riders of the Mark! Brothers of Rohan!
there was an older tale.
Arise!
come with an offer to strengthen Rohan.
Hera, daughter of Helm, I, Wolf, seek your hand in marriage.
Our fathers speak as if I were not even in the room. I do not want to marry you.
You do not seek an alliance. You seek a throne. You will live to regret this, old man. He's dead. You will pay for this with your life.
The boy I knew would never wish for war.
The boy you knew is gone.
Fire!
There's so many of them. I pledged to fight for my king.
You know nothing of war.
I'm the fastest rider you have. People need hope, Hera. Something to believe in.
My pride. My joy. You could rule the world. You think I am afraid of you?
You should be.
What does mortal want with rings?
All right, there you go. Dropping this week. It said Christmas, but they changed the date. They moved it up on us. And y'all should be thankful that they did, because I will say, I was telling Heather, I think it's outstanding. This is a prequel to the Lord of the Rings series. And I think it was outstanding. I really enjoyed it. I'm looking forward to what Heather thinks about this. But I have to tell you, Heather, as we both watch that trailer right now, the focus is on this amazing shield maiden.
Mm-hmm.
All these young girls are going to be like, man, I can't wait to be this badass shield maiden. But I'm ready for these woke, we talked about it before, with these woke ass white people to be like, white men. Why is it a woman leading this thing? I thought this was going to be all these dudes and hobbits. And all. No, this is shield maiden getting badass, being badass. And that's what the focus is on. And I just have a feeling that these dumbasses who didn't really pay attention to that trailer are going to see a little bit of the dudes at the front end, but ignore that this was amazing redhead shield maiden that's going to kill it, and it's really her story. And I'm ready for the dumbasses, but the animation is it's fucking dope. And we just know, we can predict when there's these asshats are going to come out the woodworks. So I'm just ready for that, but I hope that people ignore that despite the ignorance that's going to come up, and see that this is just a fucking dope and animated film, and I need more of it. Off my bandwagon, or off my soapbox. Excuse me. What do you think, Heather? Are you excited?
Yeah, I'm very excited. I love it. Actually, it's kind of funny. I came into this and I explained this before everything, behind the scenes bullshit. But my husband was just like, I can't believe you're still talking to KAYFABEBABY after he saw the film without you. Once again, I have it tattooed on my skin. I'm that type of fan.
I think you're gonna love it.
It's the quest for the ring, by the way. It's the quest from the Hobbit. Anyway, I'm very excited. And the people that have always complained about women being ahead, we are no men, and we have always been there in that story. We've always been there in Tolkien's world. Maybe not in his first book, but we have always been there. Women have always been everywhere. I'm sorry to tell you. And the series is literally about varying in multiple races. So if you can't pay attention because you don't understand the story, well, that's because you've never read it, and you can stop pretending to be a fan. But I'm very excited. I love it. I love the art. It's very reminiscent of the 80s. Like the movements are very reminiscent of the 80s art. I did not have any nightmares I watched those cartoons over and over and over again. I'm pretty sure I had The Hobbit at one point memorized. I
did too, but it still gave me nightmares.
But the thing is like I think that you and I had a very different childhood with like what we were brought up on. Like I was watching horror films and these classic action movies when I was like 2 and 3. I didn't watch Barney. I watched Star Trek. Like I was one of those kids. That's because my dad was a nerd like that. Like I was lucky enough to have a nerd dad who liked nerd shit. So he forced his kids to watch nerd shit with him. But I'm really excited for this movie. I really am. It looks phenomenal. And going back to things like Solo Leveling, one of the really cool things about film is to see these incredibly immersive action sequences. Whether it's on the big screen or on your, if you have a 14-inch television, I'm going to go back to the 1990s. If you have a 14-inch television, it's really fun to watch these immensely beautiful action sequences that went through so much hard work. I'm really excited. I don't know. I'm curious to see the lore within it. But other than that, that's just me just nerding out. So.
Well, I cannot wait for your report back, Heather, and us to review it and talk about it, because I just had so much fun. And for all the amazing women out there like yourself, little girls that are lovers of this series, because to me, the other stuff was male dominated. I love that we have a strong, proud shield maiden in this one, and it's a great story, and it's so action packed. It's dope. I just love that we have this, and it's so good. And I just want to just show it all the love, and look forward to reviewing it with you. So picks this week: Dream Productions, Maria, Kraven the Hunter, and Lord of the Rings, The War of Rohirrim. And I'm fucking up the name because I'm
every time.
I was gonna say, I know when I record WTOP this week, I'm gonna say Raheem. It's the War of Raheem. When did Raheem get into Lord of the Rings? I know I'm gonna mess it up.
If you have a hard time, think of it as it's the soldiers of Rohan. So you can if you're doing it, you're like the war with the soldiers of Rohan. That one. Just do it that way.
You know what? I might just take you up on that instead of saying Raheem, because I'm sure they'll give me like, what did he just say? Rohan? Okay, we'll go with that. All right, where do we go this week? Heather, up, down, left, right?
See, it's
a real mixed bag.
This is a weird week. I'm gonna give it like side.
I understand.
And honestly, it's Disney. Those Disney specials are really, really cute. Are they great? No. Are they fun? Yes. Maria, I'm interested in, but it's like, I'm glad it's coming to Netflix, because I definitely would not run to the theaters to see that film. Once again, love Angelina Jolie, about the movie. Kraven, I still haven't seen about 3/4 of the Sony Universe's films. It'll probably be a couple years before I jump into that one. And then of course, War of the Rohirrim, I'm going to see in like 45 seconds. So.
All right, so there you go. Those are the picks this week. It's a weird week, y'all. If there's anything we miss, like Freediver that I brought up earlier, that's a great doc if you're about free diving. Young Werther, if you want a great comedy that's based off of a old 17th century tale that was updated to now. It's a great romantic comedy. Hit us up in the comments below, and we'll be down to talk about it. But there you go. The amazing Heather Hurt. I'm KP. Nerds rule the world. See you next week, y'all.